As the sun gently peeked through the curtains, casting a warm glow into the room, I awoke with a sense of excitement and purpose. It had been 3 years since I took on the role of providing for my boyfriend, Mark, and our journey together had been nothing short of transformative. When we first met, I was drawn to Mark's kind heart and infectious laughter. He had dreams and ambitions, but circumstances had left him in a vulnerable position, struggling to make ends meet. Recognizing his potential and the love we shared, I made a conscious decision to support him both emotionally and financially. I had a stable job that allowed me to fulfill the role of the primary breadwinner. With each passing day, I took pride in knowing that I could alleviate some of the burdens that weighed on Mark's shoulders. Whether it was paying the bills, supporting his education, or simply being there to lend a listening ear, I was determined to provide for him in every way possible. Our relationship blossomed amidst this foundation of care and support. We created a safe haven where we could lean on each other and nurture our shared dreams. We celebrated the small victories, whether it was Mark's academic achievements or his personal growth as an individual. Together, we forged a path that was uniquely ours. In those early days, I often found myself reflecting on the meaning of love and commitment. I realized that it went beyond societal norms or traditional gender roles. It was about being there for each other, through thick and thin, and offering unwavering support. My love for Mark extended far beyond the financial aspect. It was a deep-rooted connection that drove me to provide not out of obligation, but out of an overwhelming desire to see him thrive. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into years, our bond only grew stronger. I reveled in the knowledge that I was able to contribute to Mark's happiness and well-being. Seeing his smiling face and witnessing his personal growth filled my heart with immeasurable joy. Little did I know that our journey was about to take an unexpected turn as the seeds of conflict and tension began to sprout, threatening to challenge the very core of our relationship. But in that blissful moment, as the sun bathed the room in its golden hues, I held on to the hope that love would conquer all and that our journey together would continue to unfold in remarkable ways. Our relationship thrived on love, trust, and understanding as we embarked on the journey of providing for each other. While it wasn't always easy, we navigated the challenges together, finding strength in our shared commitment. I had a demanding career that required long hours and dedication, but I never let it overshadow the importance of my role as a caregiver. I strived to strike a balance between work and our relationship, making sure that Mark felt supported and cherished despite the demands on my time. During the early stages of our journey, we encountered obstacles that tested our resilience. Financial constraints often loomed over us, but we faced them head-on, always finding creative solutions and making necessary sacrifices. Our shared goal was to create a life that encompassed both our dreams, and we were determined to make it a reality. We celebrated each milestone along the way, no matter how small. Whether it was Mark securing a part-time job or my receiving a promotion, we recognized these achievements as symbols of our shared progress. Together, we built a strong foundation of trust and gratitude, nurturing an environment where we could openly communicate our hopes, fears, and aspirations. The moments of joy and laughter were plentiful. We cherished the simple pleasures in life, finding solace in cozy nights at home, cooking meals together, and exploring new hobbies. Our love story was not just about the financial aspect. It was about the deep connection we shared, the unwavering support we provided, and the adventures we embarked upon as a team. As time went on, our bond only grew stronger. We learned to anticipate each other's needs, to be attuned to the unspoken gestures of love and appreciation. Our roles in the relationship evolved, with Mark offering emotional support during times of stress and me being the guiding force in our financial endeavors. Throughout it all, we constantly reminded ourselves of the importance of self-care and personal growth. We encouraged each other to pursue our passions and maintain a healthy work-life balance. It wasn't always perfect, and there were moments of fatigue and doubt, but we remained committed to each other and the life we were building. Together, we navigated the peaks and valleys of our journey, knowing that the path to providing for one another was not without its challenges. But through our unwavering love, mutual respect, and shared determination, we remained steadfast in our commitment to building a life filled with happiness, security, and fulfillment. And with each passing day, our bond deepened, paving the way for the chapters yet to come. As our relationship continued to flourish, we focused on building a life that was filled with love, laughter, and shared dreams. With each passing day, our connection grew stronger and our aspirations became intertwined. We cherished the moments of togetherness, whether it was cuddling on the couch, taking long walks hand in hand, or embarking on exciting adventures. We found solace in each other's company, creating a safe and nurturing environment where our love could thrive. One of the cornerstones of our relationship was our shared vision for the future. We talked endlessly about our dreams and goals, supporting each other wholeheartedly in their pursuit. Mark had a creative spirit and a burning desire to explore his passions, and I was there to offer my unwavering support. Together, we fostered an environment that encouraged growth, self-discovery, and personal fulfillment. While I continued to provide financial stability, Mark actively pursued his interests, taking steps toward a career that brought him joy and a sense of purpose. I reveled in his accomplishments, knowing that my support played a significant role in his journey. Our life together was a tapestry of beautiful moments. We celebrated milestones, big and small, with heartfelt enthusiasm. Whether it was Mark's first exhibition as an artist or the day we adopted a rescue dog, we treasured these experiences as symbols of our love and unity. We also understood the importance of balance. Despite our busy lives, we made it a point to prioritize quality time together. We carved out moments to connect, to communicate, and to cherish each other's presence. Our shared meals became opportunities for deep conversations and shared laughter. And even in the midst of hectic schedules, we always made time for small gestures of affection, like leaving sweet notes or surprising each other with little tokens of love. As our relationship deepened, we began to weave our individual lives together. We merged our finances, making joint decisions about our future and financial goals. The sense of partnership and collaboration brought us closer as we tackled challenges as a united front. In the midst of it all, I felt an immense sense of gratitude for the love we had cultivated. Being able to provide for Mark wasn't a burden. It was a privilege. Our relationship was built on mutual respect and appreciation, with each of us contributing in our own unique way. As the chapters of our relationship unfolded, subtle signs of tension began to weave their way into the fabric of our love story. What was once a harmonious partnership started to show cracks, and the strains of our roles began to take their toll. Disagreements that were once minor now escalated into heated arguments. Our communication, once effortless, faltered, and misunderstandings became more frequent. It seemed as though an invisible wedge was slowly driving us apart. The root of the conflict often stemmed from our differing views on financial decisions. While I took on the responsibility of providing for both of us, Mark's perspective on money and spending began to clash with mine. We held different priorities and expectations, and finding common ground became increasingly challenging. As our frustrations grew, resentment began to seep into our interactions. The weight of my role as the primary breadwinner weighed heavily on me, and I started to question whether I had inadvertently stifled our partnership. Had I become too controlling or overbearing in my efforts to provide? These doubts added fuel to the fire, exacerbating the tension between us. The once seamless flow of our relationship was disrupted, leaving us both feeling unsettled and emotionally drained. The conflict became a constant undercurrent, overshadowing the love and support that had once defined our connection. Deep down, I knew that we needed to confront these issues head-on. Ignoring the tension would only perpetuate the divide and jeopardize the foundation we had built together. We both had to acknowledge the growing strain and be willing to address our respective roles in the conflict. Little did we know that the coming chapters would test the strength of our relationship to its very core. But in the face of this uncertainty, we had to summon the courage to communicate openly and honestly, and to seek the path towards resolution and healing. Our love story had reached a critical juncture, and it was up to us to determine whether we would crumble under the weight of the conflict or rise above it, emerging stronger and more resilient than ever before. The emotions that had been building over time surged to the forefront, causing hurtful words to be exchanged in the heat of the moment. The once loving space we had cultivated became clouded with anger, frustration, and pain. It felt as though our worlds were colliding, leaving us both wounded and unsure of how to move forward. The intensity of the conflict took us by surprise, and the weight of our words hung heavily in the air. We had reached a critical juncture where we had to confront the deeper issues that had been festering beneath the surface. It was a painful realization that the roles we had taken on in the relationship had created imbalances and triggered hidden insecurities. In the aftermath of the fight, silence enveloped our once vibrant home. We retreated to our separate corners, each grappling with the fallout of our heated exchange. Questions swirled in our minds. Was this conflict insurmountable? Could we find a way back to the love and understanding we once shared? In this moment of turmoil, self-reflection became essential. We had to face our own shortcomings, acknowledging the ways in which our own fears and expectations had contributed to the conflict. The breaking point served as a wake-up call, forcing us to confront the harsh realities and address the deep-seated issues that had been building over time. Amidst the chaos, a glimmer of hope emerged. We both knew that this was not the end of our story. The love that had brought us together still flickered within us, and we were determined to find a path forward. We understood that healing and resolution would require a renewed commitment to open and honest communication, vulnerability, and a willingness to confront our differences head-on. In the aftermath of the intense conflict that rocked our relationship, Chapter 6 became a period of deep introspection and soul-searching. We both recognized the need to take a step back and examine our own roles, expectations, and contributions to the turmoil we found ourselves in. During this chapter, I found myself questioning whether I had taken on too much responsibility in providing for Mark. Was I inadvertently stifling his independence? Had I neglected my own needs in the process? These questions gnawed at my conscience, urging me to reassess the dynamics of our relationship. Simultaneously, Mark embarked on his own journey of self-reflection. He pondered whether his views on money and spending were hindering our partnership, and if he had inadvertently taken my support for granted. It was a period of deep introspection for both of us as we confronted our individual fears, insecurities, and the ways in which they had influenced the conflict. We recognized that open and honest communication was crucial for our relationship's survival. We scheduled dedicated times to talk, creating a safe space where we could express our thoughts, feelings, and concerns without judgment. These conversations were often emotional and vulnerable, but they were essential for us to understand each other's perspectives and find common ground. Through our soul-searching, we discovered that our conflict was rooted in a lack of clear expectations and boundaries. We had assumed certain roles and responsibilities without fully discussing them, leading to misunderstandings and frustrations. It became evident that recalibrating our roles and finding a balance that worked for both of us was essential for the health and longevity of our relationship. Chapter 6 was marked by deep conversations, apologies, and a renewed commitment to better understand and support each other. We made a conscious effort to validate each other's feelings, to listen attentively, and to seek compromises that respected both our needs and desires. In this chapter, we also realized the importance of self-care and personal growth. We encouraged each other to pursue individual passions and interests, recognizing that our individual fulfillment contributed to the strength of our partnership. By nurturing our own well-being, we were better equipped to support and uplift each other. We sought professional help, turning to couples therapy as a guiding light in navigating our differences. The therapist provided a safe space for us to express ourselves, facilitating constructive conversations and offering valuable insights. Under their guidance, we learned effective communication techniques, such as active listening and expressing our needs and concerns without blame or judgment. These therapy sessions became a turning point, helping us peel back the layers of our conflict and uncover the underlying issues that had contributed to our discord. We explored the roots of our fears and insecurities, finding common ground and understanding where our expectations had misaligned. Through the process of therapy, we gradually built a bridge of empathy and compassion. We saw the world through each other's eyes, gaining a deeper appreciation for the challenges we individually faced. We learned to acknowledge and validate each other's feelings, creating a foundation of trust and understanding. Compromise became a cornerstone of our progress. We recognized that our relationship was a partnership built on mutual support and shared responsibility. We worked together to redefine our roles and find a balance that honored both our needs. It required letting go of preconceived notions and embracing flexibility in our expectations. Outside of therapy, we dedicated ourselves to nurturing the emotional connection that had been strained by our conflict. We made time for shared activities and experiences that brought joy and laughter back into our lives. We created new rituals of connection, such as regular date nights or heartfelt conversations before bed, to rebuild the intimacy that had temporarily faltered. With the tools acquired through therapy and our shared experiences, we approached our relationship with a renewed sense of purpose and understanding. We were more attuned to each other's needs, more patient and compassionate in our interactions, and more willing to put in the effort to make our relationship thrive. Communication became the cornerstone of our renewed connection. We made it a priority to check in with each other regularly, discussing our feelings, fears, and aspirations openly and honestly. We listened attentively, seeking to understand rather than judge, and validated each other's experiences. This open dialogue fostered a deeper sense of emotional intimacy, allowing us to build a solid foundation of trust. In this fresh start, we also embraced the concept of individual growth within the context of our relationship. We encouraged each other to pursue personal passions, dreams, and interests, recognizing that fostering our own happiness ultimately contributed to the happiness of our partnership. We provided unwavering support, cheering each other on as we pursued our respective paths. Furthermore, we sought to redefine our roles and responsibilities in a way that honored our individual strengths and needs. We embraced a more equitable division of tasks, recognizing the importance of sharing both the joys and challenges of our daily lives. This balanced approach fostered a greater sense of partnership and mutual support, ensuring that the burden of providing was not solely on one person's shoulders. As we embraced this fresh start, we also sought to create new traditions and experiences together. We embarked on adventures, explored shared hobbies, and made time for quality moments that nourished our connection. Whether it was a weekend getaway, a spontaneous dance party in the living room, or simply cooking a meal together, we celebrated the beauty of being present in each other's lives. As we stepped into the final chapter of our story, we did so with a deep appreciation for the complexities of our partnership. Our love had been tested, but it had also grown and evolved. We celebrated the journey we had embarked upon together, embracing the future with hope, gratitude, and a shared commitment to supporting each other's dreams and happiness. The story of our relationship continued, now marked by a deeper understanding, a renewed sense of balance, and an unwavering love that had withstood the challenges we had faced. The final chapter awaited us, promising the culmination of our growth, the realization of our shared dreams, and the unwritten adventures that lay ahead. Through the trials and tribulations, our love persevered. While the conflict had been a turning point in our relationship, it also served as a catalyst for positive change. We learned the importance of compromise, understanding, and supporting each other's needs. Our love story continued, now with a deeper appreciation for the complexities of a partnership and the strength to overcome any obstacle that may come our way.